where we do see a little bit more lenience on the T side. Train, I think technically there is on HLTV, it is a T-sided map, but I'll be honest, I think it's very team dependent. And in one of my favorite interview headlines from I've had recently, and it was from the most, oh no, it was CT side, but it was the most recent Epic LAN. One of the IGLs saying no one knows what the F they are doing on Train. Everyone just runs around. But we're not on Train. We're on Anubis. And we're getting live. We're here with our second best of one. Sharks on the T side. And it's... Wait. Yeah, Sharks on the T side. Bestia on the CT side. And this pistol round off to an exciting start straight away as we trade out onto the B bomb side. And the bomb looks to be set into 3 versus 3.
Solid aggression, very similarly to what we saw Sharks do on their first round T-half on Nuke. This time around on this map, it definitely goes a lot better. Trades back and forth, but it's the Sharks that come out on top of those. Now Kaysen coming in around the rear, gets that first on the flank, keeping on distracted, but not going to be enough. Loses his life.
Oh, no.
Finally, Tamartian 1 HP and a dream brings it to a 2 versus 1. Ooh, they're not sticking. Here we go. Back onto the bomb here. Now Koala needs to try to line this up. Not to say trying to body block. And denies that defuse entirely. Really well played from him there. But he will secure that first round for Sharks.
What a round from Koala. He had 6 bullets in those dual Berettas when he started taking the final contact and just hits to instant headshots. I like how Bestia play that though, with getting the low HP on the bomb and then trying to send the high HP player out to fight. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. And Sharks, it's a really good start for them on their T side, but they're going to be up against the MP9 purchase of Bestia. So it's from the frying pan right back into the fire.
A bit of a slower start here for our second round. Sharks, yeah, keep it loose and free-flowing. Don't let them know your next move. I do like how we are kind of holding up here, but Molotov is going to force these two players out of their position. Good read from Sharks just to clear that out and reclaim that space for themselves. And this is good because this could kind of sell that they're trying to push in towards the site, which is what they're trying to do, but it's actually not. Bestia have not fallen for this. Instead, they continue to reinforce that A site. Even with Doc getting that first kill here, it's that same player that they'd seen earlier. It could very well be a fake. And yes, Bestia have read into it. Unfortunately, they've now lost 2 players. And recovery is going to be very difficult with Bomb now having made its way over towards the B site. They had control. Why keep pushing where you don't need to? Bomb gets planted. Do Bestia even bother to push this? I doubt it.
Oh, they want to try and save as much into the next. 3 MP9s, as of now, will be alive. The operative word is as of now. I don't necessarily think Sharks really have to go and try and fight. Zhao might be able to pick off one as he's in carpets, but he's actually playing quite far back. Notsuke is playing very solo in storage currently. He might get caught off guard and... Okay, yeah, he just swings into 2. He's running for the hills. And yeah, we're crunching from a lot of different angles. Bombs exploded. Zhao gets 1 kill. It looks like as the time is about to hit 0, every single player on Bestia shall fall. That means not only do they lose the force spy, but they don't acquire any of those upgraded weaponry into the next round, which would have been an eco. And sure, they might have not had any purchase from the other players, but they would have had some danger about them. Now it's going to be a full USP round, and there's nothing to really be scared about.
Yeah, that's quite a devastating way for that round to end. That extra little bit of firepower could have come in handy, especially to try to farm up some money in this next round. Unfortunately, however, it is just going to be Pistols as noted. Pistols, however, doing a lot of damage here. Kaysen not able to confirm the kill, unfortunately. RDN playing off of that tight angle perfectly. And, well, that's all she wrote. 1 kill to come through for Bestia. Highly doubt there's going to be much more into that one. But, I mean, the amount of chip damage that was done, pretty impressive in and of itself. But not enough to secure them anything.
It's like the cavalry that arrived. I was watching Shout's play. I was like, oh, he's got dinked. And I just see 2 players with a Mac 10 dropping through mid. And I was like, oh, cavalry's arrived. I don't know. That just made me chuckle from his perspective. But for Bestia, they lost the force buy. They've lost the pistol round. Got to remember that they won both pistol rounds on Nuke. And they only maximum got 8 rounds. They won 3 gun rounds in the whole of that map. So as we go on to these gun rounds, we've got the thought process of Sharks. They've won the pistol. They've won the conversion, they're 3-0 up, and Bestia struggle on the gun rounds. This is where they have got to make up for that, and oh my god, it's an awful start. Kaysen and Leo just walk into the grenade and Molotov combo. Kolak doesn't get, or Koala doesn't get a single kill, but my god has he done a lot of early damage instantaneously.
Yeah, really well-placed utility there. Good read as well to know that, you know, Bestia like to try to contest that space, so disallow it and take literally no damage. Put yourselves in 0 danger while you do it. It's really well done. Now it's going to put Bestia in a little bit of a tight spot here. And I like that Sharks, I mean, they play this so patiently. Looking to get that early map control, looking to get that early information, you know, a nice pick off if they can, before they actually commit into anything. All right, now Bestia trying to clear out a little bit of space here so that Nocta can get up close and personal. He's in a really good position now, but will he get caught out? Oh, manages to sneak away. I thought he might go for a bit of a flank there, try to get in behind them, but no, he's going to team up with his teammate. Doesn't spot anything, so makes the wrong call, heads over towards A. Kaysen will get the first kill here with this AWP, but not going to be allowed to get any sort of a follow-up. This B side is so close to being overrun. Great utility put down here. Smokes to disallow Bestia from, you know, contesting that space at all. Luchov gets flushed out of his position. He does get one, but he's instantly traded out. So bomb is going to get planted. RDN, backed up by Nyx, will clean up. And now Leo, with so low HP, so little to work with here. A flash comes through to disorientate him. Slightly spots the first. The information is given. The swing is beautiful. And it's a 4th round for the Sharks.
That's actually a really nice round from Sharks. I was a bit tentative at a moment because I think it was a 4 versus 4 and there was 20 seconds left and everyone was there for Bestia. But they trade very effectively to break their way onto the bomb site, and then from there, once the utility comes down, they play the crossfires immaculately. It's even that 3 versus 1 at the end. They don't put anything to caution. They don't throw anything into a state of disarray. They say, Nyx, you hold the angle. As soon as you take a shot, we're swinging. And that's exactly what happened. And it works out marvelously for Sharks. And for Bestia, it's right away just the first gun round not going in their favor. And from start to finish, it being always them on the back foot.
I've gone for a bit of a weird spend in this round. Luchov, I respect it. We'll see if that gets any value whatsoever. Take what you can get at this stage. Already 4 rounds down. Haven't been able to really get any footing into this map so far. And as mentioned, their CT side tends to be their stronger, but I guess Sharks' T side is just that much better. The patient plays again. Not getting too over eager here. Not willing to make mistakes unnecessarily. They slowly push their way in here. Oh, the timing on this is beautiful. The mid holder has pulled away. That's given over all the space in the world for Sharks to take this for free. So they can now start to pincer in towards this A site. And the utility being dropped here will give away that information. So a potential encirclement to come through here. Gafala will get the first kill, moves in on towards the site here. They've circled in around Tamazan. Okay, a bit of a team kill there, but not the end of the world. Bomb should get planted, but Luchov, here's that flank that I was talking about. Smoke blooms at just the right time, but Luchov swaps over to an M4 here. So looking to try to get some value with that. Unfortunately, the swings from Sharks are perfect. Stuck behind a smoke, sprayed down from on site, and yet another round will go in favor of Sharks.
Seems like we've got so much much firepower for Sharks right now, and it was something that was very apparent over on Nuke, our first best of one, because if you look at the scoreboard, there's not necessarily like one outlier. Obviously, Doc and Nyx were both at the top, but everyone was piecing their way for that victory, and right there, it's even though it gets a little bit tentative, the AWP's able to connect a shot, the spray down through the smoke, like it's all pretty much perfection, and you can see BESTIA as well. The AWP comes out first round here, and yeah, we're not going for any aggressive plays in connector this round after the utility that rained down upon them. It's actually instead Kaysen starting over towards A with the AWP, and we're given a lot of well, there's no one mid whatsoever. Sharks, I don't know if they're going to maybe go back there, but if they start to take mid control, they're going to realize no one's there whatsoever, and a really nice set play from BESTIA, unfortunately, is undermined by the fact that Nyx is acutely holding with the AWP at range, and that's the opening kill that's fed into the hands of the Sharks.
And it's so hard to really glean any sort of information off of that as well, because it was just the AWP player in Narnia. So over towards the A site, but does that mean that they're pushing A? Are they? What are they doing?
Yeah, it's just default.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it's hard for BESTIA to kind of read anything. Yeah. So now they are going to take that mid position, as we spoke about, relatively open. Oh,
wow,
man, the beautiful teamwork there. You know, like utility in hand, almost gets killed, but teammate there to back him up, and BESTIA bested once again.
Well, that round went really quite poorly for BESTIA, and so many more ways than one. And they don't save the AWP. The AWP never even fires a shot off. They were coming towards the A bomb site as well, but then all his mid players die, the B rotations die, and Sharks are like, well, we've killed 3 players indirectly on B. We've killed all the B players. I'm going to take a wild guess at the AWP's over towards A, and that's exactly what it is. It's 6-0 right now for Sharks. They haven't dropped a single beat on their T side, and these rounds have looked pretty flawless in all honesty. And even though BESTIA are maybe making the right mid-round plays to go and wrap towards middle, put 3 players there, retake mid control, it's just that Koala hitting 2 instant headshots, it's Nyx hitting the instant AWP shot, it's the firepower conversation that I was talking about, that BESTIA, sure, they may not be systemically as strong, but even firepower right now, they're getting blown out of the water. Notsuke's on 0 kills. Thomason, I was touted, he's touted as one of the best in the regions. He's on 1 kill. And yeah, I don't know, it just feels like Sharks are rolling.
And this is unlikely to be the round where BESTIA fight their way back in. They can get a little bit of cash off of that MP9. Maybe they'll have a chance into the next round, but we're halfway through the first half. Sharks have not dropped a single round, and sure, it's been somewhat contested, but the majority of these rounds have been so incredibly clean for Sharks. And a lot of it comes down to how methodically they're playing this, right? They're not getting messy or sloppy or taking unnecessary risks. For the majority of it, it remains clean and clinical. And then that happens, I suppose. Great swing from Leodurk there. Get a little bit of damage done. But how much more can they really get done in this round? That's a rifle given over. So maybe this is where things can get a bit scary.
And a re-smoke beam aim that's been picked off the dead body. I'd be scared, to be honest. The one advantage is that BESTIA only have 2 players towards B. Luchov's also on 32 HP because of consistent Molotovs, and that's a great Molotov from Leo. But spotted, ooh, Nyx misses the shot, but on the second time of asking, he will connect. Look at Kaysen, fast connector, fast behind them. Wait, there's no time. Wait, what? I didn't even notice. They just sat behind the utility. I didn't even clock that there was no time left. They sit behind the smoke, they sit behind the Molotov for too long, and Sharks give away the first round for free, for nothing. You were talking about methodical, but it was the individual plays that put them in that position.
Yeah, that's awkward. I was literally just praising them for how well it's been and or how good it's been, and then in that round they just kind of let the clock run down. Bit of a weird one. And the fact that that was like almost a full eco for BESTIA, and they still somehow make that work. You're kicking yourself if you're Sharks after that round. But still a huge lead, still all the money in the world that they could possibly want. So the sweat hasn't started to pour just yet. We're angling for an A hit here.
I think they're going to try pop through the smoke. I think they're going to try and nade it because this is all orchestrated so they can get A main control. They've threw this smoke themselves to take A main, and yeah, now here comes the execute. We're going straight towards A. We don't want to worry about any clock ticking down. We are going full steam ahead. Thomason pushed into a weird position. Team flashed, but still connects on the first kill. Shall get traded out. There's 2 more defenders here, but everyone's being chopped down. Notsuke still yet to get a kill. He's doing his best impression of James Bond, and Doc is doing the same, but for a very different reason. Shooting so sharp, he triples his kills on the entry, and Kaysen shall not be allowed to save as Doc rises in glory.
Yeah, not willing to make the same mistakes that they made previously, and that's one of the few rounds that we've seen them really kind of hard commit the entire team to a single site where they don't really default or anything, aside from obviously the initial pistol round. Generally speaking, they try to work the map a lot more. So I think part of that was what caught BESTIA off guard a little bit. They were expecting that same kind of pattern that we've been seeing in the previous rounds. Completely throws it for a loop, and that raw firepower from Sharks really comes to fruition there. So they very quickly regain the control here. Shot from Leodok not connecting, caught out in the open, run over. And let's face it, how much more can realistically get done in this round? It's another kind of nothing round, but the last time I said something like that, they somehow ran the clock down.
Did someone save? That was a very bold swing, I will say, from Leodok. Maybe he was drunky. Real ones know that. Real ones know. That was his old name, Leo Drunky.
Nice.
Yeah. He didn't see Koala when he jiggled out. So I don't know. Either way, I just realized Koala's 11-1. What is it as well for BESTIA to just sit in molos? Like last round, Luchov ran through a molo for no reason. This round, Notsuke has taken 40% of his HP off from utility. It just feels very unnecessary, all things considered. And we're just executing onto a bomb site, and there's like one... Oh, are we even going to go B? We've killed both the players on A who were pushing, and okay, we are still going to commit towards this B bomb site, and it doesn't matter. Koala does receive a second death, but apart from that, it's flawless. Sharks at 8-1 up.
Yeah. The nothing round stays a nothing round. All is right with the world.
You didn't curse it this time.
I didn't. No, not this time. You know, there's like a statute of limitations on curses. You know, you can't just keep cursing.
I've had some horrific games of being like, okay, now it's over. It's like,
oh no.
I had a recent one where it was, I think, like 11-2 up, and I was like, yeah, this game's over. And then I ended 13-11. I was like, oh my god.
Love to see it. Okay, a bit of mid presence here. Good grief, the AWP's getting instant value, but unfortunately, one of them is going to get traded right off the bat. Kaysen loses his. And in a bit of a tough spot as well. Trying to recover that will be difficult if they even go for it. Instead, they're just going to smoke it off. Give a little bit of time here. I do like that they're actually showing some mid-presence, but this is one of the few rounds where Sharks are not showing mid-presence. I mean, the reads from Sharks have been so good round after round, and it feels like BESTIA have no idea. They really struggle to get any sort of a read on what Sharks are doing. This round, however, might be the one where things turn into their favors. They've put a few more bodies over towards A, but they're pushing out aggressively here. Doc's waiting for it. A little bit of a jiggle. Labored spray. Can't get it to connect. Imagine we'll get the connection there, and it's set Luchov up perfectly, gets him into position, but no, he just keeps going and he gets shut down by Gafolo. Now there's still a numbers advantage here for BESTIA, so it's definitely doable. One player alone here on the site, waiting for reinforcements, waiting to see if it is a confirmed hit, and yes, with the utility coming through here, jeez, what a swing from Gafalo. These run and guns have been outrageous, and that's going to bring it to a more even kilter with the sound of the bomb getting planted now. Not going to push waiting for the teammate to get into a position. Can follow again. What are these swings, bro? Can you do it again? Okay, that time standing still and he loses the fight. The HE to come through doesn't connect, and as he swings, Koala will connect. Another just crazy round from the Sharks.
I think what we've learnt from this is that if you stop moving, you die. That's correct, right? It's a crazy round where I really feel like they've been handed that 2 versus 3 in isolation, and I do not blame BESTIA taking attack right now. Noxe, he's got 0 kills, and he's playing like it as well. You can just see how tentative he's taking these duels. Like, Gafolo's run at them, and that's the difference between the 2 IGLs right now, is how they're approaching and how they're setting up their duels. Noxe, and even then he plays super tentative. He allows them to cross the bomb site and then starts moving forward when his teammate's smoked off. Like, sure, Gafolo, kills him, kind of swinging him, whatever, but he's out in the open. Like, we're taking these duels completely isolated, completely individually, and I don't know. It just feels like Sharks, they're hitting their shots right, but BESTIA are not playing like a cohesive 5-man unit, and that probably just feeds into the narrative of, hey, look, this is a team that have made 2 big roster changes today, and I think it's showing a lot more than I really anticipated, and that's something you see a lot more on a CT side with a team that have made those changes. That's where they struggle. And Sharks, well, it's straight away, we're just going into this B bomb site, and it basically is already falling because Luchov is going to die after that trade.
Numbers advantage once again, securely in the Sharks camp. Bomb's going to get planted with no real contesting. I mean, things are getting so dire now for BESTIA. Losing this round is going to put Sharks on double digits. We could be ending this at an 11-1 and I mean, at that point, how do you even recover? I mean, you could talk about how strong the T side is on this map until the cows come home, but to try to come back from an 11-1 deficit is Herculean, to say the very least. So we are going to confirm those double digits for 100% certain. They're going to hold on to this little bit of weaponry because look at the monetary situation right now. They're going to have very little going into the last round in the half. I don't know, man. I mean, I hate calling it, but I feel like it's, time of death.
Yeah, I hate saying that it's over. But it's just something that I've spoken to a lot of. I think the prime example is a Zero Tenacity, who, like, this was their map, right? And even they said, look, when you lose your city side 3-9, 2-10, 1-11, no matter how good your T side is, it just feels impossible when you're already so far down. Like, it does just feel impossible. And it's not even like these rounds are competitive. Like, the highest kills 7 on Luchov. That's not going to be. That's not competitive, and I think that's the issue right now. Sharks are just individually, every single one is stepping up even further, and it looks like it's not going to be 2 rounds at the end of half. It's going to stay at 1.
Heartbreak Central, going for that slightly more aggressive posturing and just sprayed down, cut down in the prime. Not even. This is not their prime. This is rough.
Cut down.
Cut down, indeed. Right, last 3 players. What miracles can you perform? Stranger things have happened. Now they're regrouping a little bit so they can retake a bit more robustly. And again, it's another instance where Sharks, despite having the most insane advantage in this round, are still opting not to play crazy, not to be messy, not to take unnecessary risks. We slow it down, we clear it out, use that utility, make sure that there's no one posted up that can catch you off guard. Why do either of the sites? Oh, there we go, as I say that. Sorry, I had a slight freeze there. But yes, the bomb will commit to A here. There isn't a single player. And the last 2, I don't know, man. It's doable, but is it?
They have a kit. Hey, Nosuke, let's get your first kill of the game. Nope, never mind. He's going to end the half with a plump 0 frags. Thomasin, 1 versus 5? I think not. And it looks like Sharks, again, as we said, we don't want to call it quits after one half of Counter-Strike, but 11-1 up on your T side of Anubis, I think you've done enough. And as the final kill comes in, Gafolo may just put the cherry on top to solidify and keep their flawless streak in ECL. Can they maintain their lead? We're going to find out after the break.
Safety nets are overrated, yeah. If you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation, yeah. There's a comfort in the crawl. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground, so I can start to run. I don't wanna be tired, moving toward my pride. I don't wanna be tired, feels like it's my time. I don't need your light. Don't you waste your
Well, unfortunately, this second map is not nearly as close as we'd hoped it might be. Sharks kick it off with an absolute streak, getting all the way up to 6 rounds before Bestia were able to get there first, and they continue that all the way to an 11-1 half. This is dire straits for Bestia. I mean, we often talk about how absolute minimum pistol and a conversion, but it's going to be more, because if they don't win every single one of the next rounds, I think that's kind of it.
Yeah, it was also supposed to be a 12-0 half if they just forgot to if they hadn't forgotten to plant the bomb. So you've got that under the impression, and also the fact they won 3 gun rounds on Nuke. They won both pistol rounds, they won 3 gun rounds, and they got 8 rounds in total. Like, it was a big difficulty for Bestia on Nuke just in general. And I think even without the pistol round victory here, Sharks, they're going to be more than fine. But the pistol round victory would just basically end it off. And Nyx, well, starts it off perfectly. Gets flashed back in, doesn't really take the duel immediately, and that might be his downfall for the over-facing Doc alone, but is going to be getting a lot of support very quickly, and here comes the cavalry. Doc even gets to himself, and, well, with the pistol round victory there, Sam, I think we might just call it over.
Yeah, I mean, that was... Ooh, the disrespect in that round. But it's very similar to what we saw on their T-side pistol in a way. Like, they tend to be a lot more willing to take risks in those rounds. And those are the rounds where you can afford to take those risks, particularly when you have a 10-round lead. Now an 11-round lead. It's like, you know what? We're just going to go crazy.
Let's go peak.
You know, let's see what happens. If we lose, we got some wiggle room. But they didn't lose. And the wiggle room just increases. As now Gafalo, okay, does get traded out by the MAC-10. Please don't forget the bomb. There you go. Gone back to fetch it. Meanwhile, teammates dying in the smoke. We will be able to get a bit of trading happening here. Koala, are you aware? Seems that he is, but the rest of the team is falling like flies on the other side. And there it is, the final kill to connect. And it's Sharks who will win the second map in our 2 best of ones. 13-1 here on Anubis. Absolutely devastating. And they go up to 8-0 in our standings.
That was a